Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. If that sounds like your cup of tea, please consider subscribing and give the video a thumbs up before you leave. Today we are doing a full face of makeup. Most of it is UK brands and most of it came from my beautiful friend, Kate.
Be your own best beautiful.
Alright beauties, I hope you all are well. I hope you are having a great day. Let's have a mental health check-in. How are you doing? I love you. I hope you're doing great. We're going to dive in. 90% of this, pretty much all this, except for a couple things I'll be using, came from my beautiful friend Kate, and they're going to be UK brands and UK indie brands. Spoiler alert, I used some of this yesterday, so I actually have a little mini review on a couple of the products, but I posted the look and you guys wanted to see it. And it was such a beautiful look. I went to the doctor with my mother yesterday and I got some compliments on my eye look. I'm just saying. So we're going to dive in. I'm prepped and everything else. I am going to quickly go in and do my eye base, Plouise Eye Base, Rimmer number 2. And then we're going to get started with our eye look. Alright, and we are going in with a palette I've wanted to try forever. I did finally try it yesterday. I also have the other palette they launched. It's the Cosmic Brushes Serenity palette, the 20 color palette. It is so absolutely beautiful, you guys. The look that I created is very, very easy. I'm excited to show it to you guys. Shade Spring right here, this very light soft green, and I'm going to go in with an open fluffy brush to start with, and then we'll just chit chat. Like I said, I used this palette yesterday. The only thing that I will note is that the particular shimmer shades that I used, of course you will see them through the look, the couple of shimmer shades that I used at about the 6-hour point, they really started kind of creasing on me and breaking down on me. That is not unusual for me because I do have hooded lids. I also have textured lids, heavy lids, dry lids, you name it. So I will say that if you are somebody that has either, very oily lids, maybe set them really well. And if you have drier lids, maybe textured lids, I'm just kind of noting that for you. The mattes I have found, and you'll see even here, I mean, I'm blending this out literally in 0 time. The mattes, they blend incredibly well. They're a thinner formula, a more buildable formula, but also quite pigmented, as you will also see. And they lasted pretty well throughout the day. But I did get compliments on it when I went to the doctor with my mama, so that kind of made me happy. Traditionally, I only wear makeup for filming, obviously. And then occasionally as, maybe Brett and I go out to dinner or something like that. And then when we go to visit our son, I also, pack a little makeup and then I'll do makeup there. So I don't wear a whole lot of makeup, just full transparency. I mean, I'm at home. I work from home. Nobody's going to see me except for my dog. And I'm kind of just being a little bit haphazard with this. That's one of the reasons why I like to do my eyes first now, which I used to be hell-bent against doing my eyes first for so many years. And still sometimes I'll do it kind of traditionally for me, do my base and then do my eyes. I'm going into Lagoon, this beautiful deep hunter green, and I'm going into a more dense brush. I am going to stamp it in place first, and you can see pigment right out the gate. And then I'll blend it a little bit over into the crease. But I like to do my eyes first, and I do understand now why people like to do their eyes first. Because look, honey, you can go ham, you can go crazy, you can be messy, you can be sloppy, and it really doesn't matter. It can look like 100% crap. And then you can blend it out and you can clean it up. So for that reason, especially if I'm going in with, deeper pigments, maybe pressed pigments or a formula that I am not used to, I kind of prefer to do it this way. But that's just personal preference. You guys know I always say do what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. And I don't know if you can tell, my mirror is down here. I like to tilt my head back slightly, especially having hooded lids. It just kind of opens the eyes up a little bit better for me. So if you do have hooded lids and you're trying to stay like this and look into your mirror and kind of tuck your brush in, maybe just try tilting your head. Also, you'll get less wrinkles that way. Anyways, but I hope you guys are great. I know I keep asking you guys questions about like summertime and summertime plans. I'm very much a family oriented person, and I am always used to my son being here. We are new empty nesters, and I don't know what the heck to do with my spare time now. Of course, I film and stuff like that. You know, I get up, I work out, take care of the dog, do all that kind of stuff, clean the house, and then I typically will sit down and film for a couple hours, clean up my space, do all my pictures, editing, all that kind of stuff for a few hours, and then typically Brett's home. But I want to know what you do with or without your kids. Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? Are you an empty nester? I'm curious. And I want to talk today about camping, like actual full-on camping, staying in a tent. I actually have been saying this to Brett since we basically moved in here, especially, but I've been telling him, like, I want to get a nice tent. Like, nothing crazy, nothing extravagant, okay? But a nice tent. Just for me and him to put in our backyard. I know, y'all, I know. But I don't know, just the experience of it. And I've only actually been camping one time in my entire life. I mean, I've slept in a backyard in a tent. I've had sleepovers in a backyard in a tent. But actually going to, like, a campground type of situation, I've only been one time. But I loved it. I also have a love and hate relationship with it because I don't like bugs and I don't like things that I think might be able to kill me. That's also the reason why I don't really like summer. I love summer as far as being in the water, going to the beach, being in the sunlight and stuff like that. But y'all, I am somebody that hates critters. I absolutely hate the bugs. All the bugs, when it's cold weather, they all just disappear, y'all. Okay? I don't like being outside and being hot and sticky on top of dealing with bugs and flies and ants and possibly snakes and all that. I can't. I'm not a critter person. Okay? I like my dog. That's about it. And I like frogs and lizards. Anybody else? So that's it. I'm literally being very sloppy, very haphazard. I'm taking it about halfway over into the crease. And then I'm going to take that open fluffy brush I originally used. And even though I don't have my base on yet, I want to go ahead and start just very softly grazing the edges. And that's going to allow for a little bit of a better blend, a more cohesive blend, if you will. Now, if you wanted it to be stark like this, you wanted to do a sharp wing, you could also do that. I'm going to go back into Spring, which is a very light green. Like, for this to be such a light, like, pastel-y green, it definitely packs a punch. Like, I was not expecting the pigmentation, especially in a shade like this. But if you have been actual camping, what are your experiences? Where do you go? Like, do you just go to a camping place? Do you just go to a random place in the damn woods? I don't know. I would like to know, though. And then what kind of tent would you bring? What kind of amenities, I guess, would you bring? I know that maybe if it's like just a one night thing, maybe you would pack different things, but say it's for like a weekend. What would you pack? What would you bring? What do you feel like are camping necessities? And then do you just build a fire and maybe just like roast hot dogs or something? Do you like, what do you bring? And also I know there's like little heaters and stuff like that you can put in a tent, and like the little lanterns and stuff. Are those types of things necessary? Again, I'm really thinking like we would either be on someone's, like our friend's property or something, or in my backyard. So for that, obviously I can walk in the house to use the bathroom and stuff. But if I were to actually go camping, what items would you suggest? What types of foods and stuff like that do you bring? I'm curious. I like the notion of just kind of being a little bit more free and being outdoors and having like more space. I don't know. Anyways, next I'm going to go into the shade Opal right here, and I'm literally just using my finger. And when I first saw this yesterday before I used it at all, I was like, oh, it's like white with like a little something something. It is so freaking beautiful, you guys. It is a very kind of translucent white, but it's got like this beautiful opalescent greenness to it. I'm literally going to just take my finger. You can use a brush as well. And I'm putting it in the inner corner. We'll kind of add more as we do our base. And then I'm going to put it in probably the first third or so. That's how I did it yesterday. And it is so, you guys, it's so freaking beautiful, especially up close. Now this is the shade, like I said, that it did kind of break down on me. And it wasn't like immediately. It was literally like 6-8 hours later. it's not something, again, that like, hey, it's a deal breaker for me or whatever. And I think if I were to have used my NYX glitter glue, which I should have tried today, I think if I would have used the glitter glue, I may have had a different result. But I always like to speak to you guys in, you know, reference to long wearability, because for me as a makeup wearer, that's the most important thing to me. I did get a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's quite a bit right there. And I'm just going to flick it off. I did notice that if I did get any fallout at all, which I didn't get a lot in the pan or on my face, it does wipe right away. And then I went in with the shade Ether right here, which is another kind of duochrome, multi-chrome shift. Oh my gosh. And I started it where I left off with the other shade, the opal shade. Again, just using my finger. You can use a flat brush as well. You can use a silicone brush. And then where they both meet, I'm literally just gonna barely tap it. And that's the look, y'all. That is the freaking look. Absolutely stunning. I was obsessed with it. The way that it beamed, even in the sunlight and stuff like that too. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, just taking it on my finger. I'm going to place it down where I left off with the opal shade. And then bring it across. I do always like to leave kind of my little outer corner area, you know, open so that I can keep the matte there. I like that intensity. If you want to take the shimmer all the way across, by all means, you do you. Do what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. And then from here, I'm literally going to go in with a like makeup applicator, like Q-tip thing. I'm going to go into my little Clinique makeup wipe I keep right beside me. And if you were wearing eye tapes or scotch tape or something like that, you could literally just pull the tapes off. And I am just going to clean up my outer corner. And I'm going to softly press that out just so I'm not left with like a sharp line of demarcation there. And I am happy with that. I love the eye look. I can't wait till you see it up close. It is stunning. So far so good. So far, well worth the wait. Thank you to Kate. And I do also have the Muse palette. So if you guys want to see a look with that, please let me know. But I love this, and they're a very, very affordable brand too, which kind of blows my mind if I'm being honest. So let me get some stuff out of my way. Next up, oh yeah, and these are long videos. If I'm testing a whole new face of makeup and I'm running my mouth, it's a long video. But y'all know what I say. If this video gets too long for you, grab your tacos and your tequila, your milk and your cookies, your Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos, honey, whatever is your pleasure, and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I appreciate you so much. Next up, we're going in with the Plouise Hydrate the Heartbreak, and it is a hydrating primer. Again, I've never tried this. And with a hydrating primer, obviously I'm looking for it to be hydrating. And is it hydrating, or does it feel balmy and oily? Does it go straight into the skin, and do I notice a luminous quality with it? This, based off first impression, feels very thin, which I like in a primer. It almost feels like one of my favorites, the Tarte Base Tape. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, the Tarte Base Tape. But I'm not smelling anything, so that's a good thing. If you have an aversion to scent, then maybe this would be your preferred type of primer. It is a thinner texture. I don't feel any stickiness or tackiness at all, which I like. I do see a little bit of a luminous kind of dewy glow to it, so far, so good. And I have very dry skin, just to note. So far, the palette I really love. Like I said, 6-ish hours into it, I noticed some breaking down, a little bit of fading and stuff like that. Overall, though, highly, highly recommend. And this, so far, I like. Next up, I also used these yesterday, and thank gosh I did, because I wanted to use this right here. It's the By Terry Sheer Expert Perfect Fluid Foundation Sheer Flawless Correction Natural Radiance, and it's in cream beige. So if I would have just used this with you guys solely, it's basically white. And keep in mind too, when we normally do our swaps, you know, Kate and I, we get our packages in like December when I'm a lot lighter than I am right now. So I mixed this With this, I got from a like Ipsy add-on thing. It's the Antidote Tinted Moisturizer, shade 26 from the Balm. So what I did was mix both of these together, and oh my gosh, I cannot attest to how they wear separately, but for these to be like more luminous, more balmy types of foundations, they wore so incredibly well. I did set it some. I live in North Carolina, if you don't know, and well, it gets hot here, y'all. And not just hot, like hot and muggy hot, okay? So I'm gonna mix both of those together just on the back of my hand. I always work from the back of my hand. This kind of enables me to really control the amount of product I put onto my complexion, because especially for me being more mature and having more dry skin, less is more. Less is more when we are mature, okay? And I'm gonna go in. This is even still a little bit light for me, but when I bronze everything up, I think we'll be fine. It was fine yesterday when I bronzed up. I start in the general area that I need coverage, right here, and I start with stippling, pouncing motions, and then I will buff out. I'm very cautious about making sure that I buff all the way out to the ear, all the way down here, and to the back of the neck. Solely because when we're facing forward, we are viewed in one, direction, one way. People are probably like, hey, that looks great. And then as soon as you turn, if your ear's a totally different color, or your neck, or the back of your neck, or whatever the case may be, it's definitely, that line of demarcation is just not flattering. It's not flattering at all. And actually, let me wipe this off because I want to show you guys how these look together up close. But I will start then buffing around the perimeter of my complexion. And because I wear a high SPF on my face and my neck are very light, and the rest of my body is always very dark compared to my face and my body. So I'm very cautious about making sure that everything is blended well. I will put this on half the complexion. I still have plenty of product on the back of my hand. Again, I'm using what I need. My forehead, I don't typically put much product there at all. I don't need it. I just want the color match and everything to be there. There is 0 scent like from either of these products, and the combination together, of course, I would need to try them separately to give like a full-on review of, each separately. But the combination together is very skin-like, and it's enough coverage for me. You can see a little bit of redness peeking through and stuff like that, but it's enough that I feel comfortable, I feel confident, I feel like the best version of myself, and that is the point. But I think that they lasted incredibly well. No harsh scent. They blend well. They don't look patchy or muddy. They weren't peeling or anything like that. So I will get up close and show you. You can see here a lot of hyperpigmentation. I do have rosacea. There's a lot of acne scarring, just overall uneven skin tone, broken capillaries, things like that. And you can see there's a beautiful little like lit from within kind of sheen still peeking through. Not luminous, not super glowy to where it's going to fade away or slip off my face in this humidity. And you can see a little bit of redness, a little bit of spots kind of peeking through, but it's enough of a veil of coverage for me that I think it's stunning. I'm going to do this side. I'll be right back. Next up, we'll do brows because I forgot to do them. But she sent me the Plouise Oh So Beautiful Brow Pencil in the shade Hazelnut Latte. Oh, I hope that's a good shade. And then Hazelnut Latte in the Brow Gel. I did kind of halfway demo this in my unboxing of the stuff that she sent me. Not my favorite kind of brush, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna test it out. Also, if you missed that video, it was a members only video where I unboxed my UK Swap Sister box from the beautiful Kate. She will be popped up right here, and her beautiful self is going to be linked down below too, y'all. Y'all go check her out. So I'm going to go in with the pencil first. All right. And I just realized too, I have cool tone eyes, and I set out all warm tone stuff to use. So, you win some, you lose some. All right. Off very first impressions, like the packaging, like the ombre packaging. There's a spoolie on the end. I never, ever, 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 ever use a spoolie in these types of things. I always use my own spoolies, and I buy like packs of 100, and I bend them like this. That's just my preference. You do you. It does have a very skinny, retractable pencil, which is my all-time favorite. And with a brow pencil, I'm aiming for something that has enough creaminess that it glides seamlessly and softly and doesn't tug and pull at my brows and at my skin, but not so creamy that it's waxy and kind of melty and gunks up in the brows. That is also not the look and not the business. I am going to speed this part up, but I will do it with you guys. I'm going to start with my brows down first, and then with soft flicking strokes with the direction of the growth of the hair, I am going to follow the top. Already I like the texture, and yes, I can tell right away it's giving me a little bit of grip, not too creamy, but gliding fine, not tugging, but not like gapping up in the brows. Perfect. Oh, I love that texture. Love. I'm going to take my little brow spoolie, brush everybody up. I feel like the shade is actually pretty mother effing great. Same thing at the bottom. I'm going to start here and softly, with little flicking motions, go in the direction of the growth of the hair and follow it down. That's a nice brow pencil. I really like that. And then we'll put a couple little flicks in the front, fill in this little tiny gap right here. Oh, I like it. And I like how I said I was going to speed up, but then it became a tutorial. Sorry, guys. Yeah, and if you're new here, we're a little bit of a shit show around here, but we're an honest shit show, and that's what counts. Going into the brow gel, I can tell right now I'm not going to like it. I already know I'm not going to like it because it is just too big and the bristles are too far spaced apart. And I will show you kind of my preference and why I'm saying this, that I know I'm not going to like it. So, all of my favorite brow mascaras. This is the one from Kosas. You can see how densely packed that is, and it's teeny tiny. Very short and very densely packed. Massive difference. I'm also seeing that this is a little bit warm. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the top half of my hair is like a very warm, like light toned brown, and then underneath is like my au naturel, very dark hair. But it matches and it goes. I'm just noting that the hazelnut shade is pretty warm. A little bit of hold. I like that. I actually like it more than I thought I was gonna like it. It is getting a little messy, but that's okay. Alright, not horrible at all. I thought that it would kind of get super messy. That's kind of my first, inclination with these, is I ain't gonna like it because it's gonna make a mess. Overall, like the brow pencil though, is a love. I'll be right back. Alright, brows are done. Brow gel, okay. I will try to use it up. It's just okay for me. The brow pencil, stellar thus far. Next up, we have a ton of cream products. So we'll do the cream products. I will set the face, we'll powder everything down, and then we'll finish the eyes. I have the Plouise Base, the cheeks of it, a flirty flush of color liquid blush. I'll be using Peach of My Heart. And then I have the By Mitchell Blursh Light in Champagne Spray, and the Blursh Bronzed in Creme Carve. Yes, Creme Carve. The By Mitchell blushes, I love. I have a couple already, and I use them consistently, and I like them. So this is the color we are aiming for today. And I always start, let me move my hair a little bit more out of my way. I always start, especially if I've not used a product before, if I'm not sure if it's going to be too pigmented, is it going to blend out, become patchy or muddy. This is a really good tip. Start at the very top part of your hairline, and I go less is more. I'm doing one side to begin with. Even though if these are the same formula as the standard blushes, you have time. You have time to blend them out. I go in with a semi-dense, pretty short packed brush. Use whatever you're comfortable using. And I will start blending from here into the hairline. Oh, I can already tell you I'm gonna like it. And I'll tell you how I know that in just a second. If I place it down, and it's a little warm right now, maybe a shade too deep, but I think once I blend everything in, we'll be fine. But if I put it in place up here, and that first kind of initial blending motion that I do, if it has not moved and it's become muddy or patchy or just kind of sticks in place, you're gonna know that right off top. Now I'm keeping it at the very top part, and I never kind of go past this area with my bronzers unless I'm solely using bronzer, and I'm literally bronzing the entire face. I'll go back in with a tiny bit more. So this going into summertime is going to be perfect on me. The one shade right below this, which I also have, I will probably use until then. Again, it's going to blend out just fine, no worries, but just noting it for you guys. Again, not taking it past this area here, and I'm keeping it pretty high up. It has a beautiful level of like opacity to it. I feel like they're quite buildable. You can build them up a lot. I like the warmth in this. I think it's beautiful. I should have opted for something slightly more neutral with the eyes, but hey, we're just testing everything out. It'll be just fine. They also dry down really beautifully. They kind of give like a soft, velvety matte type of finish to the complexion. I think they're stunning. Next, and I'll do this side later on. Oh, and I do this because once I put my hair down, if it did get too muddy, too patchy, it's too deep, too rich, by the time you put your hair down, you don't really see that. You don't see that it got maybe a little bit too much. Next, I'm going to go into the blush. I love blush. We all know this. Again, this is the shade Peach of My Heart, and I've never used these. Oh. Hopefully I did this. I have not opened these yet. I'm hoping that I just like squeezed it when I was holding it up to show you guys. I have not touched these yet. Oh, I'm so scared. With this, I'm going to come and kind of meet where I left off with my bronzer. And I'm going to do, oh man, a little tap right around here. Going with that same exact brush. You could use your fingers. You could use the butt end of a beauty blender. Oh my gosh, that is pigmented as heck. Oh baby. That's incredibly pigmented. That's fine though. And then I kind of blend it over to my little nose area and then blend it into the bronzer. This way, both of these products kind of become one that is definitely a little bit too pigmented for me, a little too dark right now, or I used a little too much. I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush and just make sure that everything is blended in well. Then I can go back in with this brush. That is beautiful though. Oh my gosh. Not quite dried down just yet, like the way the Mitchell ones do. They kind of dry down, like I said, to like this beautiful soft velvety finish to them. And then last up, I want to try, before we set, the Blursh Light in Champagne Spray. Again, it may be a little too deep for me right now, so what I'm going to do with this is put it on the back of my hand. And I'm going to press it with my ring finger. That's going to give the least amount of pressure. And I'm going to use my finger. I'm a little scared. Let me wipe some off. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to use my finger and very, very lightly tap. I don't want to disrupt the makeup underneath or anything like that. It doesn't feel sticky or tacky. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, baby, that's pretty. And then where it kind of ends, I'm just going to feather it with my finger. Again, very lightly. I'm actually going to add a tiny, tiny bit more right here at the very top of the cheek. Okay, that I like. And I think all of it together, I just chose, and she sent me like almost every shade of these. I think I just chose the wrong shades today, that's all. So I know now to go down one shade pretty much in each, but summertime, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing, honey. That is beautiful. I'm gonna put a tiny bit here and here. And at the end of our makeup application, once I get everything powdered and stuff like that, I always go in, oh that's pretty, with a little bit of spray and then a sponge, and I will press everything in very lightly. And that just kind of makes everything sink into the skin, become one with the skin, as opposed to sitting on top of the skin, how it may be looking right now. I'm going to finish this side. I'll be right back. All right, beauties. Yeah, that blush is definitely insane pigment. Everything has dried down though. Everything feels kind of like that soft, you know, velvety texture. I think everything blended really beautifully. I just chose the wrong shades. So do as I say, not as I did. Next, we're going to go into the shade Lagoon. Again, that dark green. I'm on a flat brush. And I'm just going to follow from the lid and bring that shade down to the lower lash line. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in the inner corner. And then I'm going to go in with a tiny pencil brush. I am going to spray it. And I'm going to go back into Opal, and I'm just going to put some on the inner corner and then meet that deep green. Then on a fluffy brush, because I don't want it to be super pigmented, I'm going to grab Opal again, and I am going to literally just kiss the brow bone with that shade. I'm not aiming for heavy pigment or anything like that. I'm not aiming for it to be beaming and bright the way that it is here. I just want a little something for the brow bone. Next up, I'm going to go in with the W7 Lash-tastic False Lash Effect Mascara, and it was yellow packaging. Yellow is my favorite color. I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to look at the wand first. Oh, I don't like this kind of wand. It has a very big fluffy wand, which I usually like, but it's the very hard spikes, not like the soft, like silicone-y ones. I don't think I'm going to use this. I just know I'm not going to like it, so I can give this to my niece or something. Let me find a different one that she sent me. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. Look, we're almost done. We're in the freaking home stretch. Go get another snack. I'll wait. Another drink, coffee, whatever you're drinking. I'm going to go in with the PS Amplified False Lash Mascara. Much better. All right, it seems like it's a wetter formula, not my favorite, but we're gonna try it. And I do like a wand, kind of like a brow wand that is a little bit more fluffy and close together. It seems a little bit wetter also, but it looks quite black and quite intense. I always coat the lashes first and then coat the top of the lashes as well. All right, I don't like it. I am gonna try it. You guys know I always try things. It'll dry down maybe a little bit after a couple of times, and I also will try it with a primer. It just does, it didn't really do much. Sorry, not sorry. Last but not least, we're gonna go into the Made by Mitchell Beam Lip Gloss in Nude Mood. And again, I should have chosen a different color. It'll be okay. It's definitely peach. I like the packaging. I like the components. I like that the applicator or the lid is like the soft matte. Oh, that looked like a lot coming off. If this is sticky or tacky at all, it's going to be a no for me. So let's go in. Oh, no, that's... We started off so well, y'all. Okay, it's not sticky. I thought it was going to be based on kind of how glooby it looked coming out. And as odd as the applicator is, it's actually really nice. And you do get a pretty good amount of product as well coming out. The shade is a little light for me. And obviously it does not match. Do not come for me in the comments, okay? I know it does not match. I would use this. These are my favorite types of shades. Y'all know this. I would use this with a deeper liner, and I think that I would like it. I don't like kind of the more milky type glosses. It's just not flattering on me and in my opinion for myself. Overall, I really love most of what we tried today. Other than the brow gel, it's just okay. I'll use it up. The mascara, I just do not like this mascara. Everything else I really liked. The palette is definitely a standout. This look is so beautiful and so impactful. I loved how the blush, the bronzer, and highlighter worked. I think they're phenomenal. They look so beautiful. They all blended out really well. I don't feel like they look patchy, and they also give a little bit of kind of a blurring to the complexion. Like, I don't feel like they're emphasizing too much texture. Most things do on me. I don't mind it. I have skin. I'm human. It happens. I just needed to pick different shades, obviously, especially for this particular look. Overall, I think we had some winners. The brow product, definite standout. The gloss, the texture of it, and the way that it feels, it has a little bit of a grip to it or a weight to it, almost like a more dense lip oil. So I really like that. And the color, if I did a liner and then had like peachy bronzy all over, that would be stunning. So overall, mostly a win. And we had some flops, but that's okay. Look, two things that I didn't really care for out of everything that I tried today. I'll take it, y'all. What do you think? Have you tried any of these products or any of these on your wish list? Also, don't forget you can become a channel member and you can go watch those unboxings. I love you, Kate. I love you, beauties. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.